Cool. Go live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Podcast with myself, Matt Likes Games, Ham Solo. Before we get to Ham, shout out to you for hitting 1K subscribers on YouTube.
Yo.
So shout out to Ham, Loke, and the whole channel for hitting 1K subscribers. When did that happen? That happened 2 days ago?
No, that happened yesterday during the podcast, Mr. Boomstick XL's show.
Oh, damn.
He had me come on, and I had like 25 or 26 or 24 followers to get, something like that.
Yeah.
And he just like pretty much threw me over the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome, dude.
Because you know how many people he has watching his shows. You know what I mean? Like, there's like 500
Yeah.
people there. And before I knew it, I went from 970, like 4 or something, to like 120. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because I thought it was 2 days ago, because when you were doing the show yesterday, it was like 1.01K. And I was like, oh shit, he's already got the 0.01 of the 1,000 already.
Right.
So I was like, oh, he must have got that yesterday then. No, you got that like an hour or two before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got it kind of early in the day because he starts his show off at 11 Eastern, I believe. It was either 11 Eastern or no, it might have been 12 Eastern. Yeah, it was 12 Eastern. So I got that at like 12:30 your time. And but the day before that, it was the Iron Lords podcast that really is what took the ball and punted it across the yard.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because that one I got like 100 subs off of that one. That was insane.
That's huge, dude.
And it's crazy how that kind of stuff works, right? Because like I'm happy that it happened, but it's like, man, I hope that sustains because none of these people know me. Like I didn't organically grab it.
Sure, yeah.
People, So it's just like, hopefully that sticks.
Yeah, definitely. But shit, man. I'm sure it will. You guys are very, very consistent over on that channel.
Yeah.
It's a really good time in general. That show yesterday. See, your shows are great because
Sometimes
it can be about to end, but like yesterday, for example, Loke pushed that show like another hour and 20 minutes, and it was a very entertaining hour and 20 minutes.
I'm sure it was entertaining for those watching.
It was.
It was entertaining for a little bit for me, and then it got really unentertaining. It wasn't entertaining anymore.
It was phenomenal on my end.
Oh,
but
yeah, sure. For the viewer, it was great. Sure, and that's what
exactly
we're doing it for, right. We're doing it for the viewers to be able to enjoy it with us. And I'm
exactly.
happy that
and
they had a good time when Loke was having a bad time, and then continued to have a good time once I started to have a bad time. I'm happy you guys had a great time.
Hey man, it was fun to watch. But yeah, congratulations to you for that. But intros, what have you been up to? What have you been playing? What's kept you busy?
So I've been playing Remnant 2 thanks to you.
Hey,
Going ahead.
Let's go.
And put that down. Played a little bit of Hellblade VR last week, thanks to you as well, because of Steam.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see stuff I don't have to thank you for. Starfield, been still playing the living crap out of that. It's like whenever I get into a spot where I'm just like, I don't know what to play. That game's easy to turn on and just kind of rummage around and do something real quick and then be like, oh,
yeah,
okay, I want to play this. I want to play something. or something like that, right? It's just like another
Yep.
couple hours gets sunk into that, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. But let's see what else. So there's been Remnant 2. There's that. I played a little bit of the campaign in Call of Duty yesterday.
What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel so far about what you played?
So I like the openness with just the AI in a way. So I know that's like a complaint for a lot of people, but in a way, I was the guy back in the day that when I didn't have internet, I used to turn on the bots and play in levels, right?
Yeah.
Now, this was kind of familiar to me. This is something I've done before, but I did it in a private game, and it wasn't set up as a campaign. You know what I mean? So this was, I felt like this was kind of interesting because I'm running around. Oh, I found a Predator missile or whatever the hell you call it, right? A cruise missile or whatever they call the thing now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have like 10 different names for the same stuff, but like I can call in certain stuff. I can, it's kind of sandboxy, and I'd agree that it's kind of a cheap way out. It's a cheap way out to be able to say, hey, here's a campaign. We're going to give you a couple like thought-provoking things, and we're going to give you a little bit of dialogue and a cutscene and multiplayer. That's pretty much, you know what I'm saying? It's just like multiplayer, but in single-player fashion. So you're going around killing AI, and it's Call of Duty, but it's just like not very linear at all, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of
it's very open.
So
it's very open.
So I like it in the sense of familiarity, but I don't like it because it doesn't feel like the way it's kind of weird to say this, but it doesn't hold your hand at all, and that's kind of what I don't like about it. Because it's just like instead of you running out with your squad, it's just like they kick you out of a plane. They're like, see ya,
figure it out.
Figure go infiltrate this stuff, and then report back. And it's just like, all right, well, that's and it has its interesting moments where, like, you know what, you like kill the like kind of go stealth and beat it, because I did like a couple areas in stealth, and then I just got kind of bored and just let them at it. And now I'm having the whole base coming at me, and it's just like, I don't know, the loop of the game can get dull really fast.
Yes,
I tell you that.
That's how I feel, and it's weird because the first mission I thought was really good.
Yeah, because it was
really liked the first mission.
The first mission was traditional, and then it was like after, like you end up like I don't feel like I'm really spoiling much when I say this, but then you talk to Farah, right? You see Farah, and then it's just like the reality of what the game happens right after that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wait a second, what's happening? It is like one of those moments where it's just like you were just doing traditional, like last year's campaign, and then all of a sudden, what happened?
Yeah.
And now I'm being told that, like, oh crap, bad people are back, and we gotta. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I could see how it's fun for a little bit, but if you're looking for if you're unlike me, and a lunatic that played by himself before he had internet and did all that stuff I was saying, playing versus AI on levels, like especially like Black Ops 2, I'd always get on that cruise ship level,
Yeah, I know what
and,
you're talking about.
and I'd turn on like all the AI against me, and I'd just run around, get kills, and like bring down like strikes and what is it, like VTOLs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And it was really fun, and you can do that in this. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it's familiar. You can do that in this. You just, instead of earning it through shooting people, it's like Warzone. You're just running around picking it up.
Yes.
And you got to find it. You got to find the access to it. Some of these doors, are locked, and you have to find a way in and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it can be fun for somebody like me that's done it before, but for somebody that literally played two, they played 1, 2, and then they got to 3. They're like, what happened? I could see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see.
Yeah. It could be confusing if you're that person. It'll catch you off guard. But yeah, like I'm kind of with you. I'm 50-50 on that campaign. It's not. I think it's a weak Call of Duty campaign, but I think that's because it doesn't even feel like it's trying to be a Call of Duty campaign. It's just like here's a really cool intro mission, and here's some Warzone. Here's some single player Warzone. I'm just like, okay, just give me the multiplayer. I just want to play the multiplayer. That's kind of how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's what you've been playing. As for myself, I mean, man, Alan Wake 2. I think I'm near the end of Alan Wake's story. I think I have maybe one more mission with Alan Wake, and then I gotta finish up the Saga missions. Which Saga's missions are probably my favorite in the game. But dude, that game, I love it. I love that game. It's phenomenal. Been playing.
I'm keep poking you and asking you this
What's
over
that?
and over and over, and I want
Yeah.
nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Is it better than Starfield?
Is it better than Starfield?
Like, not in the
No.
sense
No.
not in the sense. Okay, you said no. You're saying no now, like quickly, compared to last time you were.
Well, because I've thought about it, and I say no because Starfield, like once I'm done with Alan Wake, I'm done with Alan Wake. It's the same issue with Spider-Man. Once I'm done with Spider-Man, I'm done with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Whereas Starfield, it's like I've beat Starfield 3 times at this point, twice on different characters. So, and like I can hop into that game and still have fun and find new things every time I get on. Whereas like that's just not the case with Alan Wake.
And
like
see,
I
that's
love.
why I asked you what I asked you the other day when we were in a party. I said, "Is Alan Wake really good?" If you that's why I asked you, if you were to strip the story out of Alan Wake, is it still fun? And you said the story is the game.
The story is the game.
And that's where I'm like, that's where I back off a little bit, because I'm just like $70.
Sure. It's not 70.
I just did that with Spider-Man and I loved it, but
It's
it
not
was
70.
just like
Yeah.
that didn't last long.
I get that. It's a $60. It's $50 on PC. It's $60 on Xbox and PS5.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That leaves a better taste in my mouth. I tell you what, if
It's not 70.
If it was in that buy two get one, that would have been.
That would
been down to purchase kind of game.
That would be killer if it was in there. But yeah, like I feel like if you take the combat out of that game, it's or not the combat, the story. Okay. Like there's combat in the game. There is combat. There's more combat as Saga Anderson versus Alan Wake. Alan Wake is mostly just you're fucking creeping around. It's very fucking scary, or very tense and scary at the same time. And it's mostly shadows and shit that you're seeing and voices you're hearing and everything. But with Saga, there's more combat. Still scary, but more combat. But without the story, it's like you're just like there's nothing to get you from, especially in the Alan Wake parts. There's nothing to get you from like, oh, I need to do this and go to this because I want to see what happens next. If without the story, there's none of that, or there's no motivation to do that really, unless you're just fucking sadistic and you like being scared walking forward. In which case, then hey, I mean, you'll love the game with or without the story. But yeah, it's a phenomenal game. It's definitely, I won't say definitely. Max Payne 2 is still my favorite Remedy game, but it's right next to it. It's right next to it. Like that game is really good. Like I tried to get into Control. I ended up beating it, but it's just not the same. It doesn't hit like Alan Wake 2. It doesn't. But I'm excited to see what they do with their upcoming games, Control 2, and I'm sure another Alan Wake will be in the mix somewhere eventually. But we'll see about all that. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I picked up some other games, RoboCop. I picked up Immortals of Abium. Crew Motorfest. I've been playing the shit out of that. That game's really fun. And I want to say there was something else. Dragon's Dogma. I still haven't tried it. I need to try Dragon's Dogma, but
you got it.
That's yeah, I did. It was only like $12 off of a key site, GTOA, I think. So I grabbed that. I need to try that out, but that's all the things I've been playing. But we can hop into the topics now,
Yeah.
and there actually are some topics that I mean, shit. We got to start with the first one, which is probably the biggest news of the day. GTA 6 has been officially announced with a trailer coming next month for Rockstar's 25th anniversary. So, I mean, the wait is over, kind of. You know, we knew that GTA 6 was happening. It was just a matter of when they announce it and when we see the first trailer. Well, they've announced it, and we know when we're going to see the first trailer. So,
Well,
I guess
you know the specific day.
It's December. It's well, what's the 25th anniversary? I'm guessing.
I'm guessing it. I'm guessing. I might be guessing the same thing you guess.
I was gonna say I'm guessing. I mean, whatever the date is for the 25th anniversary, is the day I'm guessing they're gonna show that trailer.
Okay, maybe not. I was thinking, why not
Game
have
Awards?
it at the Game Awards?
I that would make sense too. That would make a lot of sense.
Right? You said early December. In my opinion, close enough to the anniversary, right? Close enough. We'd like to celebrate the anniversary a few days early, just to get more people looking at it, right?
Yep.
I mean, no one's not looking at it,
Sure, yeah, definitely.
But, I mean, let's be real. This is Grand Theft Auto. It's been talked about since its early days with London and 2 and stuff like that, but it's been a headline since 3.
Yes. This game has eyes on it. A lot of eyes.
Does a lot of eyes.
Dude. But I want to ask you. I guess you kind of half answered. I wanted to ask you when you thought we were going to see that. And you're saying the Game Awards. That actually does make a lot of sense. I mean, if that's at the Game Awards, dude, that's the biggest. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to be at the Game Awards. That takes the cake. If that's at the Game Awards, that really takes it.
I mean, it's to me, it's just good for both. I mean, I tell you what, if I'm Jeff Keighley, I'm like, come on in, free of charge.
Yeah,
free of charge. Just show it.
Yeah.
Just show it here, please. Free of charge. Come on in.
I'll pay you.
I'll pay you to come to me and just show me what you got. Like just anything, whatever. Just like the splash screen, and then say tune in, on this day, because they could do that too, right? They could show like a splash screen or something like that, and then say see us next Tuesday or something like that for the launch trailer of Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, no matter what, I think Grand Theft Auto should use the Game Awards just a little bit, just because it's just smart marketing, and plus everyone's thirsty for it. Like Jeff Keighley, like I feel like that's the one way to pay Jeff Keighley back for that guy getting on stage and saying GTA 6, GTA 6. like, I feel like that would be so perfect just to be
Oh
like,
my god.
yo, we seen what happened to you for your last show. It was tragic. Take this as a peace offering from our fans.
Have a GTA 6 trailer for your troubles.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
would be funny.
Dude, I think it makes a lot of sense. Dude, like that's gonna be huge if it's there. But regardless, we're gonna be seeing it next month for sure. The next question is, and I believe like there's been leaks to confirm this. I can't remember the leaks off the top of my head. But where would you like to see this take place? Because I believe the leaks were like Vice City. It takes place in different places, like Vice City and Liberty City or something.
Um, where I'd like to, or where I think.
Where you'd like to first, and then where you think,
So
unless they're the same.
I, so where I would like, I'll go with that first.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna go with where I think first because it's less exciting.
Okay.
What I think they do is maybe merge the two. That is, and I think it. Even though I think it's this, I still think that I'm really wrong, right?
Yeah.
But I do think, like, if anything, it's gonna be something like this just to get under my skin a little bit. It's gonna be like a mixture of like I want to say Liberty City, but my heart's telling me to say Los Santos and stuff like that, and
Man.
and have as well a Vice City that you have to travel
Damn.
to.
Okay.
Okay. What I would like them to do is not that, and and I'd like them to focus on the southeastern region just completely. So like
So down in Vice City.
so well, I would like kind of coast area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like a Vice City coast area. I would like it to go kind of vertical and be kind of inland a bit. But I'd
Okay.
like the northwest version to turn into kind of a bayou.
That wouldn't be bad. I'm glad you said the southeast because that's kind of how I was feeling. I want this in a much expanded Vice City, and I want it to cover lots of different. I don't want it to just be beach. I don't want just a beach.
Right. And that's why I'm saying it'd be cool to be like, because I mean, what do you think when you think of like Florida Gators? The swamp, right? The swamp.
Yep.
It'd be so cool because remember how cool it was. Like you'd be like in a dirt kind of ish area or kind of a water area in Red Dead, and then you'd go riding your horse for a while, and then you end up seeing like crocodiles and shit like that, or gators.
You
Or
get
whatever
run
you
up
wanna
on
call
by a gator.
yeah, gator. And yeah, it was just crazy, and I think that would be perfect for Florida to have
That would.
the two.
Yes.
Give them
That
a
that
little
would be
Cajun,
awesome.
little raging Cajun.
Dude, that'd be awesome because there's so much. Like GTA loves doing. They love. They love making parodies of different kinds of people. And like you've got the kind of people who are at the beach on Vice City. You've got the kind of people who are in swamps, and you got all the sorts of different people in between those that you can put in this game. You can make the city huge. You can make the swamp area just fucking dense, and just you could put all sorts of animals in there. Honestly, Black Viking, what's up? Appreciate you for stopping by. You could put all sorts of stuff in that swamp area, and I think that's perfect. What I'm hoping I'll tell you right now, what I'm hoping they don't do. I don't want to see Los Santos.
I don't.
I'm
And see why I'm afraid that we may see Los Santos is just I don't know. After I seen what they did with how long they kind of strung out 5,
GTA 5,
and
yeah.
then on top of keeping stuff familiar, and then the lazy port that they did with the trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm just I think they're really cooking, right? When it comes to when it comes to Vice City, I think they're cooking on that, and I think that's awesome. That's that's going to be great.
Yeah.
But my thing is how are you going to time? Because the one thing that I feel like's always been missing in Grand Theft Autos over the years is travel. Is real travel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's cool to be able to drive from one end of the map to another, but when you get onto like a Boeing jet or something like that, it's like you go up, fly for 5 minutes, and it's like, all right, that's it. And I'm not even asking to fly to Vice City or to Los Santos or whatever. I'm just asking, like, I want to be able to go somewhere and then just everything's different. The atmosphere is different. The people are different. The the clothes that they're wearing, the swag, the way they talk, just everything is just different. Like, I think it would be way better if they were like, nah, let's keep Los Santos and San Andreas and stuff out of this, and I would even be cool with if they went Vice City, New York, because I think that would be a wild mixture.
New York would be like I would not be mad to see Liberty City in this game, just because we haven't had Liberty City, and like, I mean, granted, GTA 4 did it, but on like this generation, with the power that we have for this generation from the consoles, we haven't seen Liberty City, and that could be really expanded. Bill in the chat says, Ham, congrats on 1K. And Matt, you're next. You guys have really done a hell of a job in your short time on YouTube. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate you for stopping by, as always. But I want to ask, and I'm pretty sure we already know that they're not doing this, but would you think it'd be cool to see, like, if they wanted to throw in Los Santos, if they really, really wanted to, would you think it'd be cool to see we have Los Santos, Liberty City, and Vice City, all of them expanded, all of them much bigger than they've ever been, but different characters for each place, different stories for each place.
I would like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd give me a lot of choices. And hey, what would be even better is if I could travel with that character to the other place, or maybe missions cause me to need to I need to get through this person's missions and stuff first, so they could travel to help my guy over here.
Yes,
like I need to do missions with Michael in Vice City, so Trevor can bring the dope to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever and then Tommy Vercetti out in New York or something like that is finally coming back into the picture to meet up with you, but you have to meet him with Trevor and Michael in New York. That would be like, something like that would be insane, right? Bringing back somebody like Tommy Vercetti and shit, like, bro, that would be
a big deal. That would be a big deal. I feel like, I mean, I also think that Trevor makes a lot of sense in Vice City. I think Trevor would hate Vice City, but he would also love it. He would also love it.
Oh yeah, that fast
So
life.
exactly, I think it makes sense. I'd be down to see that. But what I think we're actually getting, based on the leaks, it's like a brother sister protagonist, right? Or is it a couple protagonist? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it's supposed to be like a couple thing, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I mean that's what the leaks have been saying. So this whole like Trevor, Michael, Tommy
Yeah.
Vercetti thing that's not happening.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that would be so amazing. Like if you had to like meet up in the castle, you ended up getting Tommy Vercetti in Vice City or something like that. That would just be
No.
so cool, man. But keep in
That's it.
mind that like the Vice City was back in like supposed to be like back in the 80s and
It
whatnot. So
was,
Tommy would
and
have to be an
that's
old ass man if they brought him
yes. And that's why it would be so cool to do it today, because it's like, dude, yeah, we saw Vice City in the 80s. I want to see Vice City in 2023. I want to see modern Vice City.
You
I
go
think
into a
that would be,
cafe in the game and it shows you old Vice City of what it looked like.
yes.
That would be dope.
Dude, you could literally just have screenshots from Vice City. That you could literally just put those like up on the wall in cafes and houses and shit. That would be perfect. That'd be really awesome. But yeah, I mean, we will see. Nonetheless, we're gonna see relatively soon. By the end of the year, we're gonna know what GTA 6 is and what it's all about and everything. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Definitely for sure. But we got up next. Oh, we should probably tackle this because I believe this came out today as well. Embracers Time Splitter Studio Free Radical Faces closure. So they aren't they haven't been closed down, but it's a very real possibility that Embracer could be shutting down another studio.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring this up because I mean, dude, Embracer's been on a just they've been spiraling. I don't know what's going on at Embracer. Well, I'll tell you what, I can guess what's going on at Embracer. They bought way too many fucking studios and they don't know what they're doing. I think that's what happened at Embracer. But I mean, yeah, I want to hand it off to you. What are your thoughts when you see Embracer possibly getting ready to shut down another of their acquired studios?
That they bit off more than they could chew, and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I can only think of the way that kind of Destiny and stuff was kind of looked at now, right? As
Yeah.
being purchased, and oh man, you guys used a lot more money than you told me you needed. Like, I wonder how many businesses they have like that under their belt, right? Where they're like,
Yeah.
I've told you 3 times this was how much I could give you, and you're asking me for more one more time, right? And it's just like maybe they're saying, maybe they're kind of saying, we want to invest in these things, and you asking us for more is like nonsensical. So we'd
Yeah.
almost rather just give you the boot instead of continuing to fund you, and it just kind of is what it is. So yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the definition of biting off more than you can chew, right?
Yes.
So I mean, I think
Yes.
that's what it really is they got more than they they invested thinking we could get a good return off of these guys, or off of one company or another company, because they put out solid games. We all know that Bungie puts out solid games. We all know that
Sure.
Naughty Dog puts out solid games.
Yep.
We all know that a lot of these companies, what was it? Was it Vicarious Visions or something like that?
Vicarious Visions.
Was that
No, it
the?
was Volition. Volition.
Oh no! Yeah, it was the Volition.
Was Saints Row in them?
What's that?
The ones that did like Saints.
Yeah, Saints Row.
Old Saints Row.
Saints Row. Yeah. Volition.
Yes.
We know that they did pretty decent games, right? They didn't like none of these developers that we're talking about absolutely suck.
Yeah,
right?
none of them.
They've all put out something good. And now it's like, yo, for some reason, it just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting because we're seeing a huge pivot in something else that I find interesting, which is people saying, screw it, I'm doing it on my own. And it kind of reminds me of, like, I've been telling you that I've been watching a little bit of history, right?
Yeah.
On I've been watching this one like 5-hour long history or 6-hour long history of just video games in general. And when it seems that people are leaving and going on their own to do stuff, that's when the industry is usually at its most turmoil. And it usually happens.
Yes.
And it usually happens after something big and good had happened.
Yes.
Right? So there's a big change in the industry to make everything different and cool. But then everybody overspent trying to follow what that person did. Like when Pong first came out, everybody made a copy of Pong, but with their name slapped on it, right? That's what we're seeing with a lot of these live service games. Everybody wants to make a Fortnite with their sticker on it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it costed a lot of people a lot of freaking money, and it didn't work out. For a lot of different companies, a lot of things are being shut down. A lot of things that we haven't even seen had to just stop.
Yeah.
Right? And some of it stopped to continue to fund said live service game, or said live service game failed, so other things failed as well because they took too much money out of their budgets to fund the other live service game.
Yep.
So it's just like it's interesting when these things happen, because it's just like, are we gonna now see something like it can go one of two ways, and I think it's gonna go the latter. So the first one is it could tank the industry as a whole.
Sure.
And the industry would kind of be falling apart. But I don't think that is. I think it's more or less going to rebuild the infrastructure on its own. So some of these people that don't want to be worried about getting their jobs cut are going to start making games and having it make sense. And hopefully we start to see shorter games instead of people start trying to make these 100-hour games. Hopefully we just start seeing a bunch of shorter games, and we start to see the rise of the indie. Especially with tools like Unreal Engine 5 being available, and seeing how people are using that with small teams. I totally think we're going to see the rise of indie, and there's still going to be big developers out there, but they're going to have to shop and get those indies if they want to stay sustained, or else we're going to see a new EA or a new big company be made within the next 5 to 10 years.
That's a pretty good point. I do want to say, as you're saying that, you're talking about live service games being a focus. Shinobi on Twitter tweets, WB will focus on more live service games going forward. The quote is, "Our focus is on transforming our biggest franchises from largely console and PC based with 3 to 4 year release schedules to include more always on gameplay through live services, multi-platform, and free to play extensions, with the goal to have more players spending more time on more platforms." So, I mean, you were talking about the way the industry's moving towards you got these big, huge developers and publishers banking heavily on live service, ignoring everything else, And why I think what you're saying is true is because think of, I mean, just two examples off the top of my head. You look at a guy like you had on your show, Jerry Hook, X343 developer. Now he starts a brand new studio, Jarv Sparks. You've also got, you look at what's happening with, or what happened to Shinji Mikami. He's out. He's out at Tango. He has a year where he can't do anything. He can't talk about anything. But after that year's up, I would bet he's not done making games. So maybe he starts his own thing. You look at like how many people are involved in big, huge corporations, like for Jerry Hook and for Shinji Mikami, it was Microsoft, and then you have all these people who leave Sony. You have people who leave Nintendo, and they all seem to want to go off and start their own small thing. All of them probably carry a little bit of disdain for this, what I just read, for like WB is going all in on live services. Like all of them probably carry a little bit of disdain for that. And you're talking about indie games. It's like this might be, I mean, since the beginning of this generation and the end of last generation, we've seen a huge rise in indie games. And I think that's only going to get bigger. You talked about smaller games or shorter games with a tighter focus. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that. And I don't think it's going to come entirely from big corporations. I think it's going to come from all the people who are leaving these big corporations and saying, screw that, I don't want to do that. We're going to do our own thing.
Right.
Like, dude, you look at a game I just bought, RoboCop. Dude, I did not think that game, like, I like the look of it and everything, but I did not expect that game to hit the way it hit. You get online, you look up RoboCop, you'll get on YouTube, look up like Let's Plays or reviews, people talking about RoboCop, just reviews on Steam, on Xbox, on PlayStation. People fucking love that game. Is it gonna win Game of the Year? No. Is it gonna get nominated? No. But for whatever reason, people fucking love that game. It's not the biggest budget game either. And I feel like you're gonna see a lot of games like that where it's like, dude, you don't need a $100 million budget to make an awesome game that people will enjoy and talk about. You just need to make a fun thing that people like to play. And you can do that for a couple $1,000 all the way up to a couple $1 million. You can do that for. And I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. And I'm glad you brought that up. And I thought it was very interesting. Like, what a coincidence that as you're talking about that, WB puts out a statement saying we're going to be focusing on live games going forward.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's wild. That is one hell of a coincidence.
Yeah,
but
kind of nailed it. But I mean, even Embracer had one of their big guys come down and say, "I'm out of here. I'm making my own company."
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is happening because, in my opinion, this is happening because there's just there's kind of a stagnant yet old head vision when it comes to some of these older businesses, right? I mean, what do we say about government and stuff like that all the time? Like, let's get these old heads out of here. They have no idea what's going on in the real world.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
They've been in their bubble for so long. They have no idea what it's like on the street anymore. So I feel like there's a lot of people within the company that are just like, dude, like, I know what would work, but you guys just won't do it. You guys just won't do it. You guys are so focused on making a dollar that you're missing so many other dollars.
Yes.
So, yeah, I totally think that some of these folks are just out of here for that reason, and also because of just like some of the creative abilities being kind of held back. I mean, I can't help but to think about the guy that was writing for Spoken, and then Square Enix said, no, we want it like this. And it's like, why'd you have me write the game?
Yeah, why'd you ask me to write this shit if you don't like the way I'm writing it?
Yeah. I want your help, but I want you to help me the way I want you to help me. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just, man, I hate it when people do that shit.
I want you to write the story that I want you to write. Well, then why don't you write it? I don't want to. I don't want to. I want you to write it. It's weird. It's I forgot all about that situation. That's a really good point to bring up, actually. But I mean, just quick side note. I was watching the stream and I'm watching us fight this thing, dude. This clip is an hour long of gameplay, and we don't beat it till the next clip. So it's just us struggling, getting our asses kicked by this thing for like 30 more minutes.
Yeah, that shit was rough, man. That it wasn't even that like the boss was crazy hard. It was just that there was an edge that I could fall off of, and it screwed me up all the time. Like just having to be aware of the edge was like a separate enemy. It was like a second enemy on. Oh shit.
Oh damn.
I got it. It's all good. It's just like a separate enemy. So it was really annoying. And like sometimes you would fall off, and it was like pretty much. There was one time that you almost beat it.
Almost.
And then they got you, but like because some of those attacks were pretty relentless. Like the one with the electricity thing coming out.
Yeah.
That shit right there was relentless.
He'd shoot for like 15 seconds straight, and the cover kept changing, and I just jumped off the fucking side of the map on that clip. I mean, it was not ideal, I'll tell you that much. But we got it done. We did end up getting it done.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I mean, want to play it tonight.
I'll definitely play it tonight. But yeah, I mean, fingers crossed that Embracer's not gonna close another studio. But the thing like Lokes likes to say, I think it's past performances inform future results. I feel like they'll probably close another studio. I feel like it's a lot more likely they close another one than it is that they don't, and that is unfortunate. But I mean, shit, man. Especially considering, Free Radical Studios, it's a lot of history. It's like you said, none of these studios are bad studios. These aren't bad studios. It's just another historic studio that unfortunately might get closed, and just fucking stinks, man. It just fucking stinks. And all I can hope is that Microsoft or anybody, preferably Microsoft, because I do prefer Xbox, steps in and grabs Crystal and Eidos before they go ahead and axe that stuff as well, because God knows with Embracer what they're gonna do. But yeah, that's Embracer possibly getting ready to close down Free Radical Studios. The next topic is probably gonna be a quick one, but I wanted to bring it up because it was an interesting revelation, and that is the Xbox Series S has now been officially confirmed for the price increase in Brazil. And before they said, oh, the price is going up, and then they said there was like this thing like, oh, it was a mistake, maybe the price went back down, and then now Xbox comes out and says, no mistake, that's the price, that's what it is now. And this is a big deal because what happened?
I'm on my Facebook, and I just seen that 9 years ago today, I was playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare with my Xbox snapped while watching Trailer Park Boys and eating pizza.
Let's go, dude. That's a fucking throwback.
Oh, that's awesome.
You put that on Twitter, honestly. Get some likes.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Continue. I'm sorry. I just seen that and it dropped my jaw because that's just so much fire.
That is. That is. That's fucking dope, honestly. You should put that picture up on Twitter. That'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. My old
But yeah,
Ponyo
the
TV
Xbox
ship. That
the
ship was
Xbox
lame.
Series S in Brazil. Oh my god, yeah. Jesus. Has an official price increase, costing the exact same amount as a PS5 digital. So, I mean, the pricing out their budget console, which, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But it doesn't make any sense. So, I wanted to bring that up because I thought it was just stupid. And do you have anything to say about the price increase, the confirmed price increase for the Series S in Brazil?
Confirmed price? Nah, man. I mean, it's stupid. It like I like how much is that American? Just out of curiosity.
Let's find out. I'll do the conversion. Brazil.
Because I mean, that's pretty important to talk about if you're gonna. If any of us are gonna complain, you might as well know what it would cost me, so I know how pissed.
Dude, this can't fucking be right.
Oh, don't do that.
That converts to $733.
Yeah, not a chance.
What in the fuck is going on?
Not a chance. Not a
that?
chance. That's tragic.
That's insane. There's no fucking way.
That is tragic.
3,000. Dude, that's right. That is correct.
Couldn't be
$733. That's nuts, dude. All right, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No. Yeah. That's pretty infuriating, and it's cheaper at that point to like go online and have it. That's cheaper to like, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know how it works over there. But there has to be a way to find like some American or some person in Mexico, or just somebody out of that country to get. I mean, no way. A $300 console costs 2.5 times more over there.
Psychotic.
That is insane. Like literally 2.5 times.
Yes.
Like, no way. You could buy like somebody could pay me, and then I pay for shipping, and I could buy their dinner and send it to them, and it'd be cheaper. They'd still save a couple $100.
Jesus, man. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy.
Like, dude, I mean, how much? I'm gonna look up how much does the Series X cost. The PS5 costs $1,000. So the Series X probably costs $1,000 as well. I mean, if you're costing this, you also cost the same price as the PS5 digital console. And it's just such a baffling move because Brazil's like one of the countries that isn't America, where Microsoft is doing pretty good in. Like they have a pretty good history in Brazil, and it's, if you ever notice, it's because of shit like, I mean, like in Mexico, Brazil, and all that. It's because of shit like Gears of War. I don't know if you've noticed, but dude, they love Gears of War down there. Like they love that shit, and you're basically pricing them out if you're doing this. You're pricing them out on your budget console. You're basically saying, hey, either buy the premium one or don't fucking buy it. It's like, dude, I don't know about that. Vinny, what's up? Appreciate you for stopping by. Mr. Joanna Dark, of course, appreciate you for stopping by as well. But yeah, I wanted to bring that because it's just, it's a revelation that seems like it's finally over now, but I mean, it's come to a very dumb conclusion. A very, very dumb conclusion. Up next, though, is Charlie Intel tweeted, the previously exclusive to PlayStation operator Oni is now available on Xbox and PC and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. And this is something I wanted to bring up because I wanted to ask, do you think this is something, well, I mean, I guess we all know the answer. This is something we're going to be seeing a lot more of, where I think stuff, obviously things aren't going to be exclusive to PlayStation anymore when it comes to Call of Duty. That's done now. But do you think we see things being reversed like this?
I'm sorry, ask that one more time.
I said, do you think we see things going forward being reversed like this, and where PlayStation, like a PlayStation exclusive operator on Call of Duty, is now available on Xbox and PC? Do you think we see things get reversed like that? Because obviously that's not going to happen again. We're not going to get PlayStation exclusive stuff for Call of Duty going forward. That's done. But do you think we see stuff that was exclusive be reversed and now it's not exclusive? Besides just this.
I mean, it's possible, but I mean, at some point, what was done in the past is done in the past. Okay. You know, and I mean, I'm sure they'll bring over whatever they feel like they can monetize on. You know?
Yeah, true.
Whatever they feel like they can get money off of and be like, oh, yeah, that was exclusive before and it's not now. And we're never going to, and I don't think they're ever going to go the other direction with something like this. With this type of game, because A, Microsoft doesn't want to, in my opinion, look like the bad guy when they just got done making this deal saying that they're going to be fair with it.
Yes, true.
And then second of all, money. Why the hell would you want to make it harder for yourself to make money?
Yeah.
like why would you want to do
that money?
It made sense when Activision was alone because it was just like, oh, well, people are going to see a reason to get a PS5 and we're going to recoup that money anyways, right? Whatever. Mm-hmm. We're third party. We don't have any skin in the game. But no, but now that like they're literally part of Microsoft, it's Microsoft's decision on how do I want to market this. Since I have to share this anyways, I already have to share this. Why would I cut off some sort of money for it unless I'm trying to get people to my console or my brand or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But if what Phil said is true, it doesn't matter where they are as long as they come home, right? And home could be Call of Duty. Home could be Overwatch. Home could be Diablo, right? Why take somebody's favorite controller out of their hand when they're already given? It's like it's like the same thing that everybody says about Square Enix and PlayStation. Why would I buy the cow when I'm getting the milk for free?
Yeah,
you're already milking me, and this is already the only game you're playing. Over here. Why would I then make it more difficult for you or more frustrating for you to go get my stuff for something as silly as like a $10 cosmetic?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You might as well just keep them where they're at, get that change from them in that direction, and then really let Game Pass do the talk.
100%.
Because what you really could do is, hell, everybody gets the same stuff everywhere, sure. But if you're on Game Pass, you'll get a couple other things for free for being on this subscription service. Or we're going to be dropping so much content in there, and it's going to be more viable for you to have Game Pass instead of buying everything a la carte on PlayStation, buying everything a la carte on Nintendo. You're going to want to come over here into Game Pass because for $17, you're getting, you don't have to open up your wallet repeatedly.
Yep.
Unless you want a cosmetic.
100%. That and what they could do honestly is like because maybe you don't get an exclusive skin or anything on Xbox, which fine. But what they could do is in Game Pass perks put, I don't know, every month you get an allotted, let's say 500, 1,000. Let's say 1,000 COD points. You get 1,000 COD points every month just for being subscribed to Game Pass. And then on top of that, you get the perk of I don't have to buy Call of Duty ever again, which is a pretty big perk considering Call of Duty is now. I mean, at this point, as of now, it's a yearly game that costs $70. That's $70 you don't got to spend every year. So that's a pretty great perk in and of itself, right there. Throw in COD points, whatever amount you'd like to throw in for Game Pass perks every month. I mean, dude, the incentive is there to play on Xbox. It's like you're not taking it away from PlayStation because why would you? Like you said, that's a lot of money. They're making you a lot of money over on PlayStation. They're gonna make you a good amount of money over on Nintendo. PC's doing what it's always done. Don't take it away from them. Just give people an incentive to buy it on Xbox, and that's Game Pass. You nailed it. I'm glad you brought up Game Pass. That's because that's a very important factor in that. Mr. Joanna Dark he has a few comments here. He says, "I think you level the playing field and then show customers the value of playing on Xbox with services and other things that the competition doesn't offer." Exactly, you nailed it. You give all platforms the same modes and perks, but on the back end to add value with Game Pass and other things that are offered on the Xbox platform. You also entice with the back catalog of COD and other ABK games. Very important that you bring that up as well. It's similar to what Game Pass does now. I can go buy another console and pay money for Yakuza, Sea of Stars, Lies of P, or I get an Xbox and can play them on Game Pass for one fee per month. Exactly. And that's the incentive. I know Phil likes to say, or Phil said, famously, we're not gonna use anything. We're not gonna use us owning Call of Duty to, bring in more Xbox customers. It's like, yeah, technically, you're gonna use Game Pass to do that, and Call of Duty just so happens to be in Game Pass, which is smart on Phil's part to say it the way he said it. But that's the key is Game Pass, and it's I'm glad you guys brought that up. But yeah, this specific case though of the PlayStation operator Oni is hilarious because you can tell. I mean, I don't think it's directly tied to it, but it looks kind of heavily sort of inspired by Ghost of Tsushima. So it's like now.
Oh shit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can now.
Okay, that was weird. But yeah, now it's on Xbox and PC. I'll have to figure that out after the show, but whatever. It's on Xbox and PC now, and I thought that was hilarious. Because, I mean, dude, the mask on this character, that's the ghost. That's like the mask from Ghost of Tsushima, 100%. Which is just hilarious. And then finally, we have Microsoft bringing AI characters to Xbox. That's the headline here. Microsoft is partnering with in-world AI to create Xbox game development tools for generative AI characters, storylines, and more. And this is something people have been very passionately talking about online because apparently it means Xbox is getting rid of all their developers and they're making everything with AI now. If you ask certain people online, that's what's happening now. But from what I understand, I read a pretty good bit of this article here over on The Verge. In fact, let me bring up the article. Let's see. Bring this up. All right. Got it up here. But from what I've read from this article, it seems, Microsoft, much like I believe they're using AI with Skyrim, for example, to add quests. Modders are using AI to add quests, characters, and new locations. That's kind of the plan with this. And it's an optional tool for developers to use if they so choose. What are your thoughts on Microsoft or Xbox, I guess in this specific case, partnering with in-world AI to create game development tools for generative AI characters, storylines, and more?
Layoffs.
Oh my god. Everyone's fired. Everyone's gone.
That's the first thing that comes to mind is layoffs. Might as well just go ahead and throw it out there. It's coming. But this is industry wide. This is an industry wide thing that's gonna happen. And
Yeah.
and I was talking to Loke about it yesterday. Like once you know what did Isaac Newton or whatever, I don't remember the person that said it specifically. I'm mixing up my history. But for every action there's a reaction.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right? That was for Isaac Newton that said that, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, okay. So yeah, that will happen. Open AI and stuff like that and other AI type tools will come into the industry to make things happen faster. But that's kind of what gaming has always done. If we're kind of looking at this from kind of a bird's eye view, the whole point is to make things easier. That's the whole point of cell phones. Right? That's the whole point of these PCs that we're using. That's the whole point of a TV compared to a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Save yourself some time.
It's to save yourself some time. And how many jobs have we figured out how to get after said invention was made? There's always somebody that has to manage it. There's always people that have to market things. There's always people that have to find something that's missing to make said thing better. It could get less taxing, like maybe ray tracing is the big new thing now and path tracing and whatnot. But once that gets turned into, okay, well, we figured out how to kind of zip it up, make it tight, and make it really accessible and really easy to get. Well, then what's the next big challenge? There's only so many challenges that are going to be extremely hard to climb up before it starts to get a little bit easier and then more people have the accessibility to be able to use it and then spread it out wider. This is a really interesting time.
Oh yeah,
it just is. And I've talked to the Don KTR. Shout out to him. He's a developer, and he was just like, he is more or less saying we're starting to reach a wall of what else could we innovate in the sense of hard to lift up innovation, like hard to make work innovation. And I'm sure at some point somebody will figure out something that needs to be somewhere, something that needs to be added, or man, I want each individual grass piece to move, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna be people making things harder for detail purposes, and that could be a whole can of worms of its own.
Yeah.
Working for the future is, in my opinion, probably really hard because it's just like, how do you innovate something that's brand new? You look at the 40 series card and you're like, how are they going to make this better with the 50 series? And then the 50 series, how are you going to make it better than that? Like, you can barely even think past that.
100%. And that's why, like what you said, like this is it's a really innovative time where, like, forget the gaming aspect, just speaking of AI, I remember about this time last year when like it was Microsoft first started to do their open AI. There was that thing that was going around, I forget, Wall-E, AI generator, where like I remember I was putting like silly, goofy shit in the Discord chat of just stuff I made in Wall-E, where it was like you would ask it to create a human face and it just couldn't. It could not do that. No matter what, like Microsoft's AI couldn't do it, Wall-E couldn't do it. Fast forward to today, you go to Microsoft's like image creator and just type in make me a person. It'll make you a person like a perfect human face, and it like the arms look proportionate, the torso looks proportionate. Like that's just a year of development in AI. Forget from now until 2030. Forget from 2030 to 2040. Like within just a year, we've seen like huge, massive leaps in the use of AI and what AI is capable of, and it can be scary, it can be exciting, it can be all sorts of different things when you look at it. But like for gaming in general, for this specific thing right here, this specific headline, it's like I look at that and I'm like, that seems like it's great news. Because if you're making a game like Bethesda, for example, if you're making a game the size of Starfield or the size of whatever Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be, it's like, yeah, you might not have time to nail down the details on every weapon that comes across in that game. AI might have to do some lifting there. And in that case, it's very useful. But in that case, it is always just an option. Like if you still want to do handcrafted things specifically, very specific to what you like and what you want to do in your game, you can definitely still do that as well. I think this is good. I think it's, just an extra tool that developers can use. And I think that anything that developers can use to make their process easier and less stressful is a win. And it's also a win for us because that means the wait for these games might not take as long. So I'm down with that. But I wanted to bring that up because I know a lot of people had opinions about that and how Microsoft was trying to ruin gaming or take creativity out of gaming. I saw a few takes like that, and it's just kind of boggled my mind. But I didn't really read into it until today, and after reading into it, I'm not really worried about this in any way whatsoever. And like the only way I'd be worried about this is if they mandated you use it, and that's not what they're doing. So it's not a big deal to me. But that's the final topic for today. Do you have anything you want to add before we hop out of here?
I'm gonna share something to your Twitter real quick. To your
Oh, all right.
to your look at this shit. This was me when I in 2013 versus me right now. It's hilarious.
I'll put, let me put that up on screen for folks to see. It's a young Ham Solo right there. That was that Mario and Luigi? Is that what that's
It's
supposed
to be? Yeah, I was at a tailgate getting hammered.
That's great. That's phenomenal.
Isn't that good?
That guy's mustache is fucking magnificent. That shit goes out on both ends.
Like,
damn.
I just look the exact same.
Your hair looks a little bit longer. That's about it.
A smidget, but that's because it's like padded down right now.
That's great.
I mean, I could totally just take this and just kind of.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Now it's long. That's hilarious, though.
Looks
that's a fucking great photo.
That's 10 years ago.
That is a great photo.
What they tell you, Matt? Blacks don't crack.
Apparently not. Apparently not. God damn. I'm trying. I need to go after this show. I need to go through my Facebook, see if I can find some old photos. I'd be interested to see if I can find some shit.
We still
But
haven't
yeah,
fucking beat this guy.
no, I put it right back on, and we're still getting our asses kicked. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna skip to the next clip where we beat him.
Oh
We're
my
gonna beat him.
god.
We're gonna beat him in the outro. Oh my god. This is the clip we beat him. But I mean, getting into the outros, Ham. Let people know where they can find you. Let them know what you're up to.
Oh my goodness, that was great. Yeah, you can find me here every Wednesday or on K Mega's channel every Friday or every other Monday, because the other Mondays I'm on my channel. My channel is actually TSWS Gaming. Shout out to Matt, Cozy, Loke, and all the people that helped us get to 1K. I mean, it's been a pretty amazing year. I set out the goal to hit 1K by the end of it, and I somehow did it.
I mean, shit, yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty nuts. But I mean, shout out to you guys though, because you guys were an integral piece, being there week after week, having our shows, doing the damn thing. It's been a lot of fun. Hope to continue to bring dope content. Hope to start going to some of these events and stuff like that are going to be around. Hope to meet you guys in person someday. That would be amazing as well. But yeah, check me out, TSWS Gaming here on YouTube, and then at HamSolo05 Gaming on Twitter.
Nice. Sounds awesome, man. I mean, as for myself, obviously you can find me here every Wednesday with Ham Solo doing the two-player podcast at 2 p.m. Eastern. But on Mondays and on Fridays, I do videos 11 a.m. Eastern. For both of those days are when my videos release. And then on Fridays, I'm on Ham's show for Bullsitting at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's with Ham, Loke, Cozy, myself, and usually a guest. It's a fun time on that show every week. And then Sundays is the Game Drain, YouTube, the Game Drain, and that's 8 p.m. Eastern with me, Ham, Twan, and my buddy Mike. So that's where you can find me. I'm gonna actually go ahead and skip this forward so you can see us beat this. I want you guys to know that we beat the boss. I want you guys to know that we beat the boss. All right, we actually did it. It's not a lie. I promise. I'm skipping it forward. There he goes. He's dead. Quest complete. We beat the boss. All right. I told y'all. But that's it for us, guys. We can get out of here. We will see you. We will see y'all next week. Thank you for watching. Peace.